Yay, back again. Getting one out early this week. Grappling Dads, Paul here.
They don't know that, though. Kip over here.
They'll know when it comes out, and they just hear that first thing off the bat.
They will now, yeah.
We're trying to get ahead of things again because, you know, life happens.
And we want video to come out on time. And we've been told by our video editor that we don't give her enough time. So she's not happy.
You mean you just don't hit upload?
No, amazing. And even if you did, it takes for fucking ever.
Is it
it's
such
so
a
long? Big file, dude. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's too bad.
It is.
Hey, so because we're doing it early, do you want to get into sponsors first? Or do you want to get into what it is about first?
We'll talk about what it's about.
All right. We're talking about a little bit of officer training.
Yeah, we got an email.
We got so first we got a question on the podcast ideas, right?
Yes.
Okay, about why all officers should train. And we talked a little bit about this on last week's show.
And a little bit when Al was up.
Right.
With Grapplers Nation.
Yep, that was a bit of a quick overview as part of a greater conversation.
Very quick.
So Officer Joe had a really good, I guess it was a good experience, right?
Overall.
Where he fought that big giant.
Yeah.
And used the BJJ.
Yeah, works out well.
So yeah, he's a believer in it, and he wants to spread the word. So hey, we're word spreaders apparently, so we can do this.
We spread disease and other things. We might as well spread a good word. We
won't spread nothing. Penicillin won't cure. It'll be fine.
I don't know. We got some weird shit going on.
Maybe. Yeah, we butt scooter disease. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite, though.
Butt gets magnetically attached to the ground. It's really weird. It's fucked up, I'm telling you.
But anyway, he sent a very, very large...
Yeah, dude.
Bro.
So did you use all the words? Because all the words are gone.
He grabbed a dictionary, just copied and pasted.
Fuck yeah, there's a lot of words.
He's
like, this is just my thought. I'm like, yo, you have a lot of fucking thoughts.
So, but fear not. We're going to try to relate it to non-officers alike.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, sounds good to me. So Top Mount Apparel, I know, would support this.
Yeah, speaking of segues.
Yeah, speaking of crappy segues, there's one. But yeah, the part of the crew, a few members of the crew of Top Mount Apparel are police officers.
Yep.
So very cool. So I know they're going to be all about this episode. So check them out at topmountapparel.com. Use GD10 at checkout, and you save some money. Yeah. And you get some cool shit.
Definitely.
And once again, I'm going to tease it again. We got some cool shit coming from them. Not telling you yet. It's coming close.
I still can't.
No.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
But our patches are coming.
Hey, and we both got the Top Mount shirts on.
I do.
And now that we have video.
I have my favorite one.
I have
It's my favorite one. Yeah, that one's a good one, though. Yeah. I like that one. Yeah, I just don't like black shirts that much. I love that shirt, though.
Yeah, it's fun.
Make it in, like...
Purple.
I'll wear the shit out of it.
But you got to be a purple belt
I still wear that bitch.
Yeah?
Shut up, I got my blue belt hat on.
You do?
I do.
I'm about to outgrow mine.
Yeah, you are.
I'll
just take that one off your hands. So I have two.
I'm a wreck. No, man, I like that hat, too.
No, it's mine.
No, it's fine.
You're not a blue belt. You can't go backwards.
It was a present, and I'm not giving it away.
Yeah, your wife did
arrange
that.
Take it. She'll wear it. She actually loves the logo.
I'll just push her down and take it.
Right. Fine. She doesn't know Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah,
what's she going to do?
I'll win. I don't know. Right now, she might win. I have zero muscle.
Yeah, right now, she would win. But, it'd be good. Hey, this is why you need Jiu Jitsu. Yeah.
You might have a jackass trying to steal your hat.
There's nothing you could do.
He has your hat now.
Stabs you with a fork.
No, she won't make me cake for my birthday.
Ooh.
That's going to be a rough one.
Not worth it.
No.
Not worth it.
No. Next up, we have the tap tape. We fixed up their sign, so it's actually not a wadded up piece of shit. Right below here, if you look on the videos, you all check.
I did that.
Yep, Paul did it. By the way, Top Mount was fixed up by his wonderful wife, Coley, which some of you know if you've started with us from the beginning.
Like 5, 6, 7,
yeah,
8.
we had her on there a few times.
And kicked her off.
Yeah, we're like, wow, you're not entertaining, and kicked her off. God. And just kidding. Wow, she's going to kick my ass.
Yeah, she listens to these, unlike your
wife. I know
wife,
she does. My wife sucks.
Like, you guys suck.
I'm 50 episodes behind. Yeah. That means half the fucking show, you jerk.
That basically means that she's not listening.
Yeah, she's
anymore.
not. No. She moved on from us. Bitch. And she's not going to hear it.
It's true.
I love my wife.
She will hear it because Nicole will tell her.
Oh, it's valid.
He'll be like, Kip's a cunt and said that I'm not entertaining and you're a bitch. What do you think about those apples?
Son of a bitch.
Yep, we're going to have to buy flowers now. By we, I mean you. You said
I was
going
to
to
say, it's pretty much just me on this island. What are you going to do?
Enjoy that.
I've been here many times. But yeah, we love our new signs there that they fixed up, and we look pretty on the video now. As pretty as these two faces can look.
Our studio
looks pretty nice. Yeah. I like it. But tap tape is back in effect. I've talked to him a few times. He's getting us some tape out. He's getting us tape out for our giveaway that we're going to finally ship out at some point here.
Apparently, it is not a worldwide thing yet.
No, it is not. It's only in the United States. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Canada. Fuck you. That sucked.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize for Mike.
Yes. No, I'm sure Mike would if he could. I know Mike, and he would. So just message him and just keep bothering him. He's got Instagram. Find him.
Quick side tangent. I just got an email or a text
from
Paul Elliott.
Oh, son of a bitch. What did he send?
Plus 6 dB, and you should be in good shape. There's some other stuff that could be done, but a plain old gain boost in the next podcast should make it pretty listenable.
Shut up. I don't care anymore.
Don't you, though?
No.
Don't want to be better? You don't want to just keep on driving forward? And
other people are like, hey, you sound good. Paul, with his freaking crazy ears, doesn't like it.
I don't know what 6 dB means.
I do.
Good.
Fuck.
Fine,
I'll add it.
Next time, Paul.
No, I can add it in.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's a post thing?
Yeah.
Perfect. Winning. Thanks, Paul.
It can be a post thing, yeah.
Kip loves you despite his attitude.
Hopefully your wife's cooler than you. Shouldn't be hard. Anyways, they're coming up next month. Remember?
Oh, yes, I remember.
Yes. So, but then our other sponsor, but Tap Tape, go on Amazon, check it out. Search Tap Tape. I do believe it's one word is how I find it.
Baby, that's how people are getting tap shoes.
Yeah, tap shoes and shit. Mm-hmm. Tap dancing lessons. So check that out. It's on there. It is on there. I've checked a few times. It's on there. It's available. Get it. Leave a review. You'll love it. We love it. We found. There's been a new their new usage. Mel is in training to be a yoga instructor, and she taped her notebook together with it.
Oh, nice.
She had no tape, and I'm like. She's like, do you have tap tape? I think it would work kind of like a book binding, because it's fabric. So and it does.
Did you get on the Facebooks lately?
I have not.
Did you see the broken finger of?
Brian Williams.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have happened.
That wouldn't have happened
because it got caught in a gi.
Yeah, so he should have taped beforehand, but he taped afterwards. Made a splint out of it using the tap tape.
Nice. Yeah. Well played, sir.
Well played. Yeah, I'm glad you did that so that we can talk about it on the show.
It's a blue belt move. Good job.
Excellent.
But definitely reviews. They help a lot, including for us.
Including us. We need
Keep
those.
Keep it coming. We love it. But next up, we got Black Line Jiu Jitsu in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Come check us out. That's where we train. We are led by the illustrious Chad Pomeroy.
Good word, bro. Good word.
And he's adding some classes, changing some stuff around. So it's always a crapshoot of what you're going to get, and it's all good stuff. So I like it a lot. I know Paul does, and my wife is diehard. So you'll probably find her before you find me there.
True that. If you have kids, get them involved.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's not exactly related to the article, but for sure it's important. Like, if you don't want to train, get your kids to do it. Of course, if you're not training,
but if you get
you're probably not listening to this show.
Yeah, get your kids to do it because you train it.
I like it.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense than what I said.
I like it better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we don't get many pedestrians looking in the window of this podcast.
Yeah, somebody that doesn't do jiu-jitsu just like, you know what I need? Jiu-jitsu podcast. But
my buddy listens.
My
buddy listens
for it. Really?
Yeah, he thinks we're entertaining enough that he can get through it. He says sometimes we get really in the weeds. He gets it. He's done.
That's not us. That's Croyler.
Yeah, it's Croyler. Exactly. That's Croyler's fault.
Yeah.
I told him, wow, if you really want to be confused, go to Jiu Jitsu podcast. Mm-hmm. That's super Jiu Jitsu right there. So
they break it up with like astrology and stuff though, which is nice. It's a good breath of fresh air, if you will. Or World of Warcraft, is that it?
I don't fucking know.
Come on, hold on. Maybe that's not it.
Wow.
I'm not good at that stuff.
Neither am I.
Yeah, I'm a dork, not a nerd. There's a difference.
Yeah, there is a difference. Yeah. But yeah, definitely check out our next sponsor. And he's not really a sponsor. He's more powered by Croyler Gracie.
True that.
You would see his logo on our videos if he would have sent me one.
There's no room anyway.
I just want to throw that out there.
The big one behind us.
Yeah, we got that. No. I mean, on the video lead-ins that Mel does. I asked him for and he goes, "Hey, is first thing in the morning okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want to know what? That's going to be just fine." De nada.
Oh.
Nothing. So I was like, "Well, fuck you. It's going out without you," which hurt my feelings.
Did it though?
It did.
Oh, well, good.
I don't really have feelings, but I would assume they would be hurt by being let down by something.
It feels like I should be mad about this.
It feels
so. I will be.
But definitely check out Croyler Gracie Jiu Jitsu.
If you need a private lesson, Croyler Gracie. If you need a seminar,
Croyler Gracie. You guys really need to call him for those.
Yeah, you do.
Tell your coach. He's incredible. Not just because he's our coach. Because he's not. We have Chad, and then we have Croyler. So we see Chad way more.
If you're in a small single-engine prop plane and it crashes in the middle of nowhere, it's going to be Elkhart, Indiana. While you're there waiting for another plane, maybe try some jiu-jitsu. That's your place.
Yeah, if you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, you're probably in Elkhart.
Yep.
So go ahead and stop by there. All the guys down there are going to punch us in the face for this.
But
I don't care.
So true.
It's so true.
I mean, at this point, they all beat us up anyway, so.
They don't beat me up.
Well, they can't because you're not on the mat.
Yeah, by the way, that's getting fucking old.
Yeah?
Yeah, but CroylerGracieJujitsu.com, check them out. Get them into your school. You'll love it.
Excellent. Just Jiu-Jitsu podcast if you're looking for a good nap. Too far?
No, not at all. That and tryptophan, man, that shit will put you out.
Perfect.
Yeah, unless they're lighting us up, they get pretty amusing when they try to.
I do like
make
that.
fun of us. I mean, it's a fail, and you're messing with me. I will retaliate, and I have no soul, so it's much meaner.
You're almost like a redhead.
I am.
Soulless.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's close.
Devil, really.
I'm not a good person.
Yeah. Of course.
Don't tell my kids. They're under this weird thing. They're like, "Oh, Dad, you're a good guy." Ooh.
You'll learn.
You'll learn.
It's just a matter of time.
It's adulting. But that's what I'll cover real quick about me is my recovery. It fucking sucks. I can't do anything, and it sucks.
For a minute, you thought you were going to get back on the mats within weeks.
But then my wife was like, "You're fucking dumb."
I thought you heard from the doctor.
I did. I heard something, but then my wife squashed it. So,
really?
And I did realize a long time ago that my wife listens way better to my doctor because I didn't even realize my doctor was like, if you want to be fixed, you have to get surgery. I never heard that come out of his mouth. So.
Really? You assumed it was just going to like get better. Like
it could.
Back in the pocket.
All that material that goes out will at some point be taken back into the body, absorbed back into the body. I mean, it doesn't go back where it came from. But I mean,
I hear it's kind of like a tendon or ligament tear. Like once it's torn, it's not going to fix itself. You got to get surgery.
Yeah,
that's or deal with it.
Well, the nerve wasn't going to get uncovered. Yeah, like that was causing all the issues. So, but no, I'm feeling a lot better. I can't look to the left the greatest, but it's better than it was before.
Well, luckily you're sitting on that side.
Yeah, I can look at you. It's
perfect.
Good. But it sucks.
Stop eyeballing me, son.
I can't. It's the only way I can look.
Fair.
But I got a nice message today from Australia. Lauren.
Oh, hey, Lauren.
Yeah, she's going to be sending out my care package.
Wow, all the way from sunny Australia.
Yeah, she said it should get you a laugh. Perfect.
Awesome.
Cheering up. So, but yeah, that's my update. That's all I got.
What makes me laugh is how much better her son is than I'll ever be in my life.
Dude, Hunter's just ridiculous. He won again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched some videos that she sent, but I watched them in reverse chronological order. I just went from bottom to top.
Oh, you went to bottom. Okay, yeah.
And the first one I watched, he pulled guard and won quickly. And I'm like, I hope he pulls guard every single time. And then he didn't.
He doesn't.
He just
the last one he didn't. The last one he went to. He pulled the guard and then went on top and then forced an armbar.
Yeah.
Not forced an armbar. Elicited an armbar.
Elicited? I want to use the right words.
It was fucking amazing.
I don't want to make the Croyler mad.
I know. That's really all that matters. I don't feel like having him yell at me. He didn't force anything. Shut up.
We're gonna get a text that just says no. I'm like, oh, God, what are you talking about, bro? He's going to explain why.
Yeah. It'll just be that hand and face that he always sends us emoji. I will say this. Croyler's a pretty good guy. He's talked to Hunter on a regular basis about different moves and how he does things. I'm like, that's a pretty cool thing to do.
That's
to take time out from a half a world away. Not going to make money on that. That's never Curler's goal at all.
The nice thing about Curler is he doesn't do it for money.
No, he does it for the love.
Yeah.
He does it for the love.
For the love of the game.
Oh, for the game? I was just going to say love.
It was a movie that I watched
weird. Yeah, no,
in the
it was.
80s.
Yeah. The 80s. I think that was in the 90s.
Was it really?
Dude. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, perfect.
Maybe. It was shitty. So
How dare you? That was my favorite movie.
Ooh,
no, it's
sorry,
not.
buddy.
I'm lying. My wife made me watch it because she likes baseball.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the 80s. Yeah, whatever. Don't care. We're old.
Kevin Costner, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll go with that.
Nobody
no one cares. No one gives a shit.
Moving on.
All right.
Curler's great. Yada, yada. Continue.
Yeah. No, that's it. It's just he does do that, and Hunter's amazing. But yeah, that's he's God, that kid's slick.
Oh yeah.
And he's up 2 weight classes now, and they're gonna make him go up more because he just keeps running through everyone they put in front of him.
I'm not mad at it. I want to see how far he can go.
I can't blame him.
Put him in the adults.
Yeah, no,
whatever,
fuck
dude.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
send it.
He'll be friggin' leg locking people in no time. Watch.
Give him his purple. Let him go. Be fine.
But I will say we may be saying he's pulling guard, but he is pulling guard with a purpose.
Yeah,
it's not just, hey, I'm gonna put you in my guard. It's I'm gonna pull you in, trying to set up an armbar immediately.
Yeah, he doesn't do it what you're thinking of and what I do, which is sit and scoot forward or lay down and do the come hitter.
The hitter motion.
Like,
please
get on
come
top.
over here.
Yeah. Just take whatever you need. Mount, back, I don't care.
I'm super old.
Yeah, just don't throw me on the ground.
Yeah, don't. But no, he's aggressive with his guard.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly, the person's in trouble. The person's working because that's all it is the person's just working to not get taken out. That's all it is. You just watch, it's just like, well, I feel so bad. I've been that kid. I've been that kid right there.
I'm that kid every week. That's not fun.
Not at all. Way to be, Hunter. Yeah. Freaking bully.
Maybe back up the gas a little bit. Make them feel like they could win.
And then giggle and then choke them out.
Just give them wet willies and stuff. Like, just kidding.
Oh, start doing the comptroller. Comptroller program. Snip the back of their head.
You could do everything on your dumb side.
He did have their back, too. He had his back for a second. You could have done comptroller.
What you got to do?
Lauren, tell him about it.
Do it. Do everything on your dumb side because we all have a dumb side. And then when they think they're doing well, Princess Bride them and be like, I'm not left-handed. And then switch.
Hunter's going to hear this and go,
what's
the hell's Princess Bride? And why in the hell would I want to do that?
You better watch it.
Oh, man, what if that's a thing over there?
At least agree with me that that's the best movie of all time.
It's a great movie.
It stands.
It's a great movie. That's
Thank you.
That and Monty Python, those both in those vein. Stand up.
We're good.
Those stand up. So I think we're ready for the cops and robbers.
Do you want to talk about
else?
the Flick Chat a little bit? Because
so the Flick Chat. What do you want to do? What do you want to talk about?
Just that it's available and how cool it is and how many questions get answered.
Yeah, and a great way to find it is to go to our website, grapplingdads.com.
I saw that.
Go to the bottom of the screen. It says join us on Flick Chat. Thank you very much, Nate. Click it. It takes you right there.
Thank you, Nate. Yeah, it's way better than
on your phone, especially.
Yeah.
Yep. I had a little Nate, little cue. I had an issue on my tablet. The Patreon button, which is also extremely important, we'll go over that next, is covered up by Join the Flick Chat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when I went...
So when you click it, you don't know which one it's going to go to.
Oh, no, it goes to Flick Chat. And I'm like, wait, I don't... Oh, that's not good. I'd like them both.
Move that down like a quarter inch. Just a quarter.
And but that's the next thing we'll talk about is our Patreons. We have 10 Patreons currently.
Holy crap.
Which is a fucking amazing, really.
Yeah.
Thank you all for doing that.
Yeah, 1,000 thanks. I'm speechless. I honestly don't know how to take it or what to say, but it means the world to us.
And the blue belt level and the what is the next one up? Is it black?
I'm going to guess purple. I don't know how you said it.
Purple? Yeah, it must be purple. Because we only have 3 levels, so we kind of went in the middle, I guess. Are going to be getting things now, and I'm going to go backwards with that. With our patrons that are already existing.
Sweet.
Top level is going to get something real special.
Hugs and kisses.
What's that?
Hugs and kisses.
That's always added.
Oh.
Well, that should have been in there.
I know it.
Hugs and kisses. Purple belt. White belt.
White
belt slapped to the face.
Autographed tap tape.
In black ink.
Used.
In black ink, so you can't even tell. Find it. It's on death grip. Sorry, guys.
I got cheese, thanks. Why does it smell like sweat? Because it's used.
But yeah, we have little hint. We have our patches coming, so could be involved. There's also something else that's very cool for our top patrons. So,
yeah. You want to talk about it? Not yet. Keep it on the download. All right.
I'm gonna do that as a package.
Sounds good to me.
It's a package for y'all. But thank you for all the Patreons. We love it. We appreciate it. We'll probably talk about it more on our social medias, which we have to get more active on.
Yep.
I think that's it. Get on the Flick Chat, dude. It's super great. Paul Elliott will write you a novel.
A helpful novel.
Helpful as hell.
Very helpful novel.
Over and over. He does it repeatedly. It's amazing.
He's got some knowledge. He drops.
He really does. And Curler pops on there occasionally, and usually just to critique what others have said.
Yeah, or agree with what Paul says.
Yeah, or agree with Paul. Yeah, what the other black belts said.
This.
And he did. It's a black belt thing because he said the same thing to Ron. Ron said something, and he goes, yeah, what Ron said. I'm like, fuck, it's a black belt thing.
Yeah, it is. They know some stuff about Jiu Jitsu.
I guess so.
The cool thing about the app is there's a lot of not black belts on there.
Oh, there's mostly not black belts.
And we can't think of every single issue that people have.
No.
So this is a good platform to go, hey, guys, what about this?
Yeah,
like, that's
how
how
I ran into this.
Yeah, like that's how
Roy
we got this.
started a freaking bonfire of issues today.
Oh, Roy.
I love that.
Roy,
he was proud of it. He sent me a message.
I got one too. He's like, I started something. This is like,
yeah, you did.
He's like, I just took a grenade and went here.
Yeah, in the middle of a circle of people. But he did, and a lot of people, responded.
I respect where he was coming from. So we
I
talked
get where
about,
he's coming from. I'll go to that.
I said I respect it. Vehemently disagree.
Same here.
Respectfully. Vehemently disagree.
Yeah.
But I like where your mind's at. He's like, age is just a number. It's a mindset. Get after it. He's like Jocko Willink to the entire thing.
Yeah, it's the old guy that hasn't got hurt yet.
Yeah.
it's like, dude, all it is, you haven't had that one injury because I was that guy. I'm like, I was that guy until a year in.
Hold on. It's the old guy that hasn't got hurt yet. Was the funniest shit you've ever said on the show.
It's so accurate, though. Roy, that's what you are.
Oh, Roy, we love you.
Yeah. Dude, I love that guy. He's all over the chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's super cool.
He's a straight-out grappling dad. Love it. He's a GD, so for sure.
Apparently, he's more on the Jocko Willink get after it side, and I'm more on the Eddie Bravo.
You are not Eddie Bravo side.
I'm just looking at the.
You're trying to look the other side.
Yeah, I'm like,
that is not
what's
the other
opposite
side
of Jocko?
for us.
It's got to be Eddie Bravo.
No, that fucker believes in flat Earth. I'm nothing to do with him.
Okay,
absolutely nothing to do with him.
Where's Keenan fall on that?
No, Keenan's kind of why do they call him a prick? I don't know. I've never seen why he's a prick.
He's always seemed okay to me.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe
we'll go with Keenan. He doesn't seem to.
Whatever.
He just gets screwed out. He just gets screwed out of wins. That's all that dude does.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, poor fella.
Poor little
fella.
Yeah.
It'll be your time someday.
True, but yeah, you're that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, it was. It was about age. That was so fun.
It get involved. It did say. It did. Eric said that it crashed his phone because he hadn't checked it in a while, and he had like 17,000 unread trying to download.
Because so the way it works, guys, when you if you're worried about getting in there and there's a lot of different chats going on, because there's a lot of different ones going on. It tells you when you enter one, the last time you were in, how many messages you missed. So if you want to join in, you just click the missed messages, and it'll take you to the top of the missed messages from the last time you logged in.
Nice.
And you can just kind of read up if you want to. So if you wanted to yell at Roy, perfect.
Yeah,
you can just hit the top, start yelling at Roy.
He has it coming.
Yeah. Love you, Roy. Don't stop listening, but oh my gosh. I think my response to Roy was, I understand both of your positions.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
I get it. Yeah.
Some people are built different.
Yes. Oh yeah. There's many different people out there. So like I said,
I'm built out of dust.
Dust and paper mache that was done incorrectly. Too much water, not enough paste.
Yeah, like a kindergartner's paper mache.
Decoupage.
Yeah. It's terrible. It just gets worse.
Man. But yeah, get on the Flick Chat, guys. It's a lot of fun. I'm getting better, aren't I? I've been on there a few times.
Yeah, the Kip Suck It corner. You were replying with the whole, many,
and then they're just trying to make me erase the thread.
Oh, dude, it's the best thread.
Because I have the power to
there.
erase whatever I want.
It's the best.
And I said,
ever.
"Bring it, bitch."
They did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already been brought.
Yeah, they keep bringing it. It's great. It's tearing into Kip.
Awesome.
Oh, I hope it's out of love.
I'm sure it probably is.
Probably on some planet.
All right, cool. All right, want to get into the novel?
About time.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so on the Flick Chat, we got a question about why all officers should train Jiu Jitsu. So we're like, yeah, we agree with that, but there wasn't a whole lot for us to say because we're not officers. We just think that, well, it sounds like a really good idea.
And self-defense is a huge deal.
So one of our listeners is Officer Joe, and he wanted to give a story on what happened to him during his training. So he sent a nice pro novel.
Are you going to cut out any of this?
Nah, brah.
Because I may sleep.
I might speed read it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'll read it as Paul does.
There's a good part.
There's just silence as I'm kind of like skimming.
You don't want to hear this, guys, anyways. It's fine.
Right. Paul and Kip, feel free to read or not read on air. Scrap or do whatever. Just my 2 cents on cops training. We're going to read it, bro.
How about we read it and scrap it all at the same time?
This is a scrap episode, bro. All right. I offered to give my take on law enforcement officers training in Jiu Jitsu, and the GDs accepted to hear said position. Keep in mind what I say is from my own experiences and is my opinion. So there's your your Croyler caveat.
It's not all that he knows on...
He knows more. This is just my opinion. I think he does
that at the end, actually.
Great. A brief explanation on who I am. My name is Joe. I have been a law enforcement officer since 2011 and started when I was at the ripe old age of 19. Super young.
Wow.
Making me the youngest hired at my police department's history. Wow, that's pretty cool, actually.
There's probably like 3 cops.
You're right. He's the third one ever hired. I spent the first 4 years of my career without jiu-jitsu and the last 4 with jiu-jitsu, and would like to explain my thoughts and what I observe as thoughts of many officers I have served with who no doubt do not train or why they don't actually know they need training.
All I know, and here, I'm a prerequisite, Paul and I.
All right, let's do
real
this.
Quick. Most of our stuff is coming from videos that we've seen about cops just not knowing how to subdue or detain. Detain, that's a good word.
I like it. So the Gracies do Gracie breakdown videos, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them are like, this could have went better if they'd known anything.
Any jiu-jitsu.
Something.
Anything.
Yeah. But what they learn... It's just not helpful.
Yes.
So,
no, it's helpful because it's functioned till now.
Has it? I think he gets into this.
So when I say functioned, that's not a good one.
The cops that already happen to have training have done really well.
Yeah, the guys that train jiu-jitsu done really well with their other training that they have.
Just great. Hey, Paul's writing me again. Crap. All right. I am from Pennsylvania. God damn it, Paul. And the police academy was 800 plus hours of training. I don't know if that seems like a lot or not.
Wow.
Wow? Yeah. Where we learned most things you would assume at a police academy: criminal and traffic laws, constitutional laws, and how the legal system works. We did PT, learned to shoot guns, and drive emergency vehicles. That actually sounds like fun.
All sounds like a fun summer camp.
I kind of want to take one of their driving courses.
I want to go. They have them.
I know. I've seen them.
Yeah, they have them over. It's I think it's in Lansing. That training thing that's right off the highway. You can take that class.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, you can take that class.
Offensive driving course?
Yes.
Perfect. I need that because...
Why?
I go 12.
Yeah, exactly.
I need a little
bit drive old man.
Yeah.
Do they have an old man training course where it's like guys riding around on rascals?
Yeah. I drive like I roll. Slow and easy.
Slow and easy. I mean, no rush to get anywhere.
No, I got this. Let me think through this move. I learned it last week. I'm not good at it yet.
It's fine.
All right. How the legal system works. We did PT, learned to shoot guns and drive emergency vehicles. And we learned defensive tactics. That's in air quotes. And for those listening, that is in quotes because basically not having the class would have been just as beneficial.
Oh, God.
How do you really feel, bro?
Ouch.
Yeah.
Our fans, or I was going to say our people, but our fans.
They're our people. It's our community. Yeah. We love them.
But our fans, they have opinions. They are not afraid to share them.
That's why we love them.
Very bluntly.
All right. What we learned in the academy is called PPCT, Pressure Point Control Tactics.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
It's cute.
It's
like adorable. All right. I'm gonna
try to explain that a little bit. Does he explain it?
He does. I'm gonna let him explain it.
Let him explain it,
and I'll give him my opinion after he explains.
Yeah, because he's been through the training.
Right. The course focuses on 2 primary areas: controlling low-level resistance with fingertip touch pressure to pressure points, and controlling high-level resistance with defensive counter strikes and the baton, which produce motor dysfunctions and controlled stuns. So either if my finger behind the ear doesn't work.
If my Vulcan death grip doesn't take your ass down,
I am going to beat the piss out of you with a baton.
Stunning blows.
Oh, shit. I have no words. So I did the pressure point stuff back in my old karate days, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, man, pressure points hurt like a motherfucker when you just let somebody do that stuff to you, right?
Those pressure points move when the person moves?
Dude, I'm telling you
what the fuck?
I'm telling you what, like if I'm stepping on your head and I push a knuckle into your ear, you're going to scream, bro. The problem is that's so unrealistic to get in that such position. Like Croyler could probably do it to us. Oh, imagine Croyler just fucking with us with pressure points. Think about that.
Why are you giving him ideas?
Oh, shit.
You're so dumb.
That was a bad thing. Let's delete that part.
Yeah, it's just a blank space.
Just
I don't know what happened. It's weird.
But yeah, to his point, yeah, when somebody's complying, like, yeah, oh my God, that hurts really bad. That definitely win me a fight. You think that until you actually get into a fight and you're like, oh, they're so squirmy.
Because there's two problems with that. Just right off the bat to me. One, the other person's moving.
Yeah.
And number two, and doesn't want you to do it.
Right.
So, and number two, that person has adrenaline. Adrenaline goes a long way.
There's a 3 too.
Is there a 3? Go 3.
So when I was learning the pressure point stuff back in the day, like for most of the class, it would hurt. Like people are like, oh, there's always that guy or girl doesn't feel shit. Like it doesn't matter how much you press them. They're like, dude, I don't feel anything.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Non-responders.
People have shown on my, like, they're like, oh, this is the pressure point. I'm like, I don't feel that.
Yeah, you might be a non-responder. Like that just doesn't.
I just didn't feel it. I wasn't trying to be tough. Like, no, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. No, I'm just try a different one.
So that's the other point. Like it hurts, but like if you wanted to, you could just take it. Like, you just take the pain.
Yeah. Like, and if you're fighting for your life at that point, which they think they are, if they're fighting a cop, they're fighting for their life.
Yeah, if you're fighting a cop, you're not doing it for funsies.
No, you're not doing it just be like, see if I can get away. I've seen a video or two of that, but I think drugs were involved.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to fight a cop.
No.
Like, why would you ever think that's even remotely a good idea?
I don't know, but there's so many videos.
Like, even if you think you're right, even if the cop is 100% wrong, dude, you deal with that after the situation.
Can I tell you about an article I read on a tangent?
Yeah.
You want to hear about it? Or do you want to read that?
Of course I do.
It's about a cop.
Do it. Go.
Okay, real quick.
I was just trying to save my spot, so I didn't.
Okay, cool. So it was a cop in Florida.
Of course it was.
Yeah, shocker. Okay. And because Florida does so good stuff, just overall, great going. And so anyways, this guy just I'll try to condense it. So he would plant drugs on random people. Meth was his drug of choice. So he would pull over somebody. Like the main story was a guy that had been convicted of drug usage before, got out, cleaned himself up, just got his kid back, and then he planted meth on him. Like he was perfectly clean. Guy tested clean, perfectly clean. He planted meth on him.
So he's like a serial killer, but with...
Essentially, yes.
Wow.
So, and he did it. They had 119 cases that were under suspicion.
Oh, no.
And he had already released, the judge had already released 11 people out of custody because of this, dude. There's one lawsuit already and 11 or 19 more that people that have, I guess they're going to sue. Like they've legally said they're going to sue the police department.
Oh, damn.
So it's super bad. And he's been doing it for 2 years or 3 years.
Ooh, so not a short time.
No. And he had no rhyme or reason of who he did it to because he also did it to just a random mother.
Just randos.
Yeah. He did it to a woman and her husband. And he took the husband aside. I was like, I'm not planning on her. He's like, I'm gonna pin it on her. You really need to get her help out with her drug problems. I've seen it before. So yeah, dude, he would pull people over and go, I smell marijuana. I need to search your car. And then
which
he would
is illegal.
Yeah, he would go back to his car. Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that unless they say okay.
Yeah.
But people don't know that they don't have to say okay.
Well, what they'll do is try to get probable cause. That's whatever. That's a totally different story. Stop.
We need a cop on here.
Yeah, we do. Because we really don't know shit.
No, we're guessing.
Yeah, we're guessing. But
like,
so this guy,
right.
so this is the last story, last part of this that just blew my mind. He got caught by a woman. He took her out of the car for a broken taillight that he literally said on camera because he'd turn his body camera off all the time. So this one he left on. And he goes, your brake light keeps coming on and then working for a little bit, then turning back off. That's why I'm pulling you over. And then he smelled marijuana. Told her, never had a drug conviction or any reason to say that this woman had drugs on her. Takes her out, lets her keep her phone. So I do believe, I didn't read real closely, but was recording. And he says he in his left hand, when he goes back to his car, he put in his left hand, he goes to put the glove on, and he has something visibly in his hand. And you can see it on video.
Oh,
and
really?
It's meth. And he tried playing it on her.
Oh.
Yeah, so dude was insane.
Wow.
Obviously been taken off of there, suing, all that. But when they went to search his car, he had something like 25 or 40 pieces of paraphernalia and drugs in his trunk.
Huh.
Yeah, so he was just fucking ruining people's lives.
Oof.
But anyways, I had to tell that story because fucking insane. And I'm sure I screwed some of it up, but I read that shit.
Did you read it on BJJ Times?
No.
Jiu Jitsu Times, I mean?
No. No, actually, no. It was on
MSNBC
Bing or something. I don't know.
All right. Motor dysfunctions and controlled stuns. So if pressure points don't work, you beat them with a stick. All right. During the class, which was less than 10 hours in total, if memory serves me right, we learned said fingertip pressure point moves. News flash, these only worked in training because our partners were not resisting and would be generous in tapping during the applications because they are uncomfortable. But if someone was hell-bent on fighting you or getting away, they would not give these the time of day. Yeah, we just said that.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of equate this to other forms of traditional martial arts. We won't get into the weeds calling out any style. You should have, dude. This is what you're.
Yeah, that would have been great. This is your platform, man. You're on your soapbox.
Exactly.
Come on.
You screwed up. You could have went there. But might work in some cases. But as a general rule, don't cover you or work all the time as would be needed on the job. So, yeah, I think Muay Thai, boxing, all that kind of fun stuff would be better than pressure point training and hitting with a stick. But the problem with that is, like, it's a striking self-defense. So, like, the first thing that goes wrong, you just go right to hitting them in the face or kicking them in the shins.
That's got to be good for getting sued.
Still better than pressure points.
Yes.
To be fair.
Yes.
All right. During
pressure
the class.
points
Unless they're buddies.
Well, don't you think that they probably got into pressure points trying to get away from injuring the public?
Nope.
That are in those?
Nope. I think they seen something on YouTube that showed that you could knock somebody out using just 3
YouTube
pressure points.
Again.
Yeah, I think that's what happened there. During the class, which was less than 10 hours, and need on the job. Okay. We spent much more time on learning things such as firearms and CPR and first aid. Legit.
Yeah, like that stuff.
Now, I'm not saying that these aren't important, but an officer is more likely to use hands-on skills than he or she will a firearm. That's very true.
Yes.
Anytime an officer goes hands-on with a suspect, even the act of escorting someone from a situation or to perform a pat-down, that is using one's body to control or guide another. In some way, shape, or form, this is grappling. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have more training with a gun than you do hand-to-hand.
No.
Because most of your time isn't going to be spent shooting people.
And your gun is your last line.
Yeah.
Like, that's the last thing you do,
even,
right?
Yeah, even all my NRA guns will save me buddies. Yeah. I'm like, you have to deal with whatever situation is first, because your go-to isn't going to be pull a gun on somebody that's walking up to you asking for the time.
Or by a jaywalker.
Yeah, so by the time something goes on, like, it's already too late to get your gun out and aimed and ready before you're getting your ass kicked. So if you can't...
Well, you see that in so many videos. So many of the videos of people getting pulled over, the cop doesn't have time just to get to his gun.
Right.
You know, or as he's going for the gun, the perpetrator, the perp.
I call him a perp.
I highly doubt they call him that. But anyways,
it's perp.
Have a chance to grab their firearm or grab at it to block it, or just, oh man, I watched a video where they grabbed it. They were fighting with it right on the freaking body cam. I'm like, oh my God, this is so scary.
Yeah. Fun fact, something similar happens in this story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yes.
Nice.
But yeah, that's scary shit.
Roy had a lot of words.
Yeah, we'll get there in 6 hours.
I'll stop interrupting.
Not every time an officer puts his or her hands on someone, does that mean it's a knockdown, drag-out fight? Often not. It normally is something that is over relatively quick, and a lot of time an officer can get by on appearing to have their shit together. The whole fake it till you make it. And if you can project your voice out and give a stern grip when handling someone, that normally will do the trick. But not always.
Yes.
That's fair, though. Like, you got to
we're talking about extremes is really where we're at.
Right.
You know?
But you can't rely on that.
I would think not.
Yeah, but they're like, no, you should rely on that.
That's your shit, guys.
Look mean and intimidating.
And break.
Boy. I can recall during the academy that I asked what to do if we fell or were taken to the ground. I had no knowledge of any ground techniques, but had watched UFC and knew that if someone had pinned me on the ground, it could be big trouble. My instructors... Hold on, this is hard to get through.
Oh, God.
My instructor simply stated, we will not get taken to the ground. And if you do...
What?
And if you do, which means that you might, which is weird... You do everything in your power to get up by any means. We then want to learn how to strike pressure points with batons and other ineffective means. So 1, you won't get taken down. But if you do, just get back up.
Yeah, dude, this is simple. God.
Yeah, just stand up, bro.
What do you do every day? You tie your shoes, you stand back up, you dumbass.
Dude, it's easy. You just stand up.
Yeah, no one's going to stop you. You're the police.
God. That one made me throw up in my mouth just a little bit. That he was like, no. 1, never gonna happen. 2, if by chance you meet a Division I wrestler and they take you down, just stand back up and hit him with a baton.
At a pressure point.
At a pressure point.
Very specific.
In the neck, behind the vagus nerve. It'll work out great.
They'll go right down.
Oh, yeah. They're making.
But if you miss it, you'll just piss them off.
So, my defensive tactics training was less than stellar, to say the least. Now, this is not the fault of any instructor I had, but more so on the governing body, Municipal Police Officers Education Training Commission. Mouthful. They think that they need a pass-fail method for teaching the cadets defensive tactics. Technics.
That's a new one. That's out east. That's out east.
And they just landed on PPCT because it gives the appearance of being effective. Again, only against cooperative partners. Ugh.
Yeah.
I could go into a separate rant about that topic. I think we did that for you.
Yeah.
So you're welcome, I guess.
No problem.
Like many officers coming out of the academy, I was taught that we win the fight with whatever means needed and always make it home to our family. That's a great sentiment. And you never had your ass kicked? Like, come on. Like, Jesus, man.
Paul's pissed now.
Like just, bro, don't lose. That's all I got. Just get mad. That's
dude,
if I get mad.
Dude, if I get mad, I know I can fight.
Yeah.
I know it's just going to come to me.
I've heard of a mom beating up grizzly bears and lifting cars off their children, and if a mom can do that, I can do that as long as I get mad and scared.
Oh, dude, if I'm pissed, dude, you don't know the rage that I have. It's...
I got to get home to my family, so instant fight mode on, activated.
Dude, it's almost like I'm a robot and shit.
Jesus.
That's sarcasm.
Yeah, right. Just so everybody knows. Joking. Because that one guy didn't get the white belt jokes, apparently.
I know.
2 stars. They mock white belts. I'm like, dude, we kind of are white belts.
We are white belts, you asshole. Yeah. Roll with us. You'll see.
You have no idea how whitey belt we are. That we do not get taken down, and we take command of whatever scene we are on. So, like so many, I came out of the gate majorly unprepared to actually handle a situation that would require legitimate skills. I would say so.
It sounds like it from his description.
That's as inadequate as possible. They did give him a stick. They gave him a stick. Yeah, and a gun. So, I mean, the pressure point thingy doesn't work, which it won't.
Poke, poke.
Then immediately go to getting hit with a stick, and if they grab the stick, we'll then shoot them.
So I think that's a sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or learn how to.
I don't want to be technical.
Right,
I don't want to be technical, but that sounds about right to me.
It seems like that's kind of like, what else would you do? Just don't lose.
Get up.
Okay.
Stand up. That's all you do. You're good.
But he was just drunk. I'm sorry. All right. I had several incidents over my first 4 years where things almost got to the point of getting out of hand, but was lucky, and that never happened. During that time, I was able to take control with a stern voice and or command presence. To say I was blessed/lucky is an understatement. I would say so. That's 4 years without a...
That's crazy. That's good.
Big incident. That's really good. I worked in a department that was only staffed with 1 officer per shift. Yes, you read that right.
Shit, I was accurate.
Wow. 1 officer per shift.
When I said 3, I was fucking accurate.
The jurisdiction is connected to a city, so we have a lot of runoff problems that trickle from the city, and the pay is horribly low, under $14 an hour.
What the fuck? fuck?
And people wonder why no one wants to be a cop nowadays.
Weird.
But I digress. So...
That's fucking bullshit.
You can't say, hey, when everybody else is running away from danger, you run towards it.
Yeah.
And put your life on the line.
Here's the same wage that McDonald's guys get. And I have nothing wrong with McDonald's guys, but they're not running in with guns and trying to stop people from doing bad things.
I'm 100%.
Maybe they are.
I'm 100% fine with the fight for 15. Like, I think people should make a living wage. Yeah. Do you. But it should be relative to the
what
job,
you do.
Right? So, okay, you can't make $15 an hour making burgers and $14 an hour being a police officer. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like you have to
just
pay people
the risk in your
to
job is wildly different. Let's just go on risk only for pay level. Please don't, because I'm a banker. There's not much there.
My risk is I'm on cement. My knees hurt.
Because even if we get robbed, they're gonna go to the tellers. They ain't coming to me.
Right.
Hey, banker, do you have paperwork I could steal? Yes.
Yep.
I do. Lots of it. It's all in my computer. You're fucked.
Yeah. Enjoy it all. But yeah, that's
insulting.
terrible. That is insulting.
Yeah.
I don't like it. That doesn't make me feel good.
No.
So around May 2015, I began training BJJ. Get after it. And continued to train a few times a week and was feeling more confident as time was going on. In 2016, I was hired at a college police department and began working there in a full-time capacity and made the rank of corporal. Don't know what that means, sorry. And was in charge.
Yay.
Is corporal good?
We're going to go with wow.
Wow. Good job, little buddy.
Awesome. You're so uneducated.
I'm so proud of you. Is that great?
Picture me tussling your hair.
Right. Condescending head pat.
Yeah, whatever. Go get him, boy.
He's so mad right now. All right, in charge of the night shift. Okay, it's not good because he was on night shift.
Oh, okay.
Which had 3 to 4 guys per shift. Yes, more officers on the campus than all of the municipal departments in the area. Holy shit.
Oh, that's disturbing.
It just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Whew, man. All right. Long story short. It's not short, bro.
I was going to say, I kind of caught some of it.
There was an incident that involved a basketball player, 6'7", 200 pounds, a very skinny 6'7".
Yeah.
Still, 6'7" is a big dude.
It's hard to deal with, anyways.
A big dude. All right, full-time athlete who had assaulted the resident assistant of the dorm hall he was living in for him asking the basketball player to turn down music in his room.
Oh, fucking dare you. I'm 6'7".
Catastrophe. Don't you know who I am, bro? I'm a full-time athlete. This wasn't a horrible assault. A door was slammed on the RA's foot, causing it to swell and be cut open and bleeding. All right. I got a call, and things escalated, because why wouldn't they?
Yeah, why not?
It got to the point I attempted to take the male in custody, and he came at me with clenched fists. I shoved him away and drew my taser, which was promptly battered out of my hand by the suspect and his amazingly long arms. That goes back to the gunpoint.
Son of a bitch.
It's like, so you're telling me that you had a weapon that was just simply batted out of your hands.
Which, with a 6'7" basketball player, I'm guessing you have a wingspan of like 7'2".
Bro.
You know what I mean? Because he's a basketball player.
Plus, he's pretty fast as an athlete because that's his job.
Yeah, he may be 200 pounds, which is pretty svelte for a 6'7" guy.
So then
that's all muscle, more than likely.
Yeah. So then it's a dorm, probably close quarters.
Yeah. And even if it's not, if he's standing within arm's reach, his arm reach is really long.
Yeah, your baton isn't going to reach his head if he just sticks his arm out in your face.
Yeah, he can literally do the, why can't you hit me?
Yeah.
And on forehead.
He could hit the pressure points on his arms. It'll work out great.
No.
All right, amazingly long arms. I was legally able to use deadly force at this point, but chose to rather take the suspect down to the ground and control him from there.
Attaboy.
I watched the video that he said, I will post a video in the Flick Chat app. And yet another reason to get the Flick Chat app.
It's awesome.
All right, and you can see how it plays out. Audio excluded due to the privacy concerns of people involved with names and information being stated. I watched the video, and for a guy that was 10 months or 12 months in, and in a real-life situation, did good. Like,
I was having internet problems at my house. I couldn't watch it. No, I should have just flicked my internet
It was good. So it started out like he was in full mount, he had the feet tucked in, he was doing really good. You know what made me... So... Obviously, there's things that I'm looking at as a grappler's point of view, where like you could have done this, that, or the other thing. But what made me upset was it's from another officer's recording from his body cam, right?
Yeah.
So I presume.
Yeah.
So Joe has the guy on the ground, mounted, very controlled, but the guy still has an arm free and is punching the fuck out of Joe. where I can see other officers going, grab his arm.
He got one arm.
Yeah.
That's all you had to do was grab one arm.
Just grab an arm. But they didn't. Which goes to show that maybe if they knew a little bit of the self-defense.
They wouldn't have the... Yeah, because the cops that are on campuses are legit cops for the most part, from what I understand.
I don't understand any of it, but
yeah,
we'll go with
legit.
They make
them into cops.
Yeah. Well, legit or not.
Training.
Yeah, with legit or not, they're cops are cops, right?
Yeah.
So why wasn't he stopping the athlete from punching you in the head, Joe? Like, why was he just like, yeah, cool, man. Joe's got it. That looks like it's a little uncomfortable.
I got my body cam working.
Right?
Check me out.
If he gets away from Joe, I'm going to hit him with my baton and get the pressure point action going. Because Joe's just wrestle fucking at this point. So,
damn it, Joe.
God, Joe. Just use the pressure points like you were taught.
Pressure point / stick equals win.
Man. All right. Post it in the Flick Chat app, and you can see how it plays out. All right. During this altercation, although I had only about 10 months of training, felt like I was in control during the entire time. I would say, yeah, you looked really good. Looking back now, I see things I could have done better to control him.
Well, that's just, hindsight 2020.
Yeah, dude,
new things you've learned.
Yeah, you had 10 months in, man. Like, I'm not mad at that.
Nope.
But that is what his improvement is all about, and the great takeaway was I was disarmed by a suspect and did not need to resort to deadly force because I had the confidence from training jiu-jitsu a short time to actually use hands-on tactics. That's a really big deal.
It really is.
That's huge because he had every right, according to law, that, like, you knocked my weapon out of my hand. I can use
I now have
deadly.
A second weapon.
Right.
That's not a stick.
Right, exactly. Like, you can escalate it to
wherever.
So
at that point.
But because you had training, proper training,
didn't.
On your own,
and you stayed cool about it. Like there was no, like you probably had, like no, I don't need my gun.
Right.
Type thought. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and not only that, but you controlled a 6'7" athlete.
Yeah.
Like
proves some shit,
dude. That's a big deal. That right there should say, probably everybody needs this.
Oh, yeah.
But, I digress. Let's see. After this, I got sent to be a GST, Gracie Survival Tactics Instructor. Yeah, cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And sadly, my commander staff, they approved me going to their training, never allowed me to set up a training for the department. Because, of course, not. I had attempted to until I ultimately left for a better job offer at a different department. Every time I emailed, the command staff was met with no response or told there is no budget to pay officers to come in for overtime to do the course.
Which I also understand that. I mean, dude, if you've ever owned a company, you realize how hard it is to fucking keep people paid and how much that eats out of your budget. And municipalities have a very tight budget for the most part when it comes to police and fire because it's all done with taxes.
Yeah.
So it's a tough road. So I get that, but the importance should outweigh that in my opinion. But money's money, man.
Yeah, true. I get it. It's just sad.
Yeah, it's super sad. It's super duper sad.
All right. Come in overtime to do the course. All right. So I took proactive matters into my hands and began offering the GST course to officers out of my basement in the house since I have about 250 square foot of mat space and know how important it is for officers to train, which is awesome that you thought about that. Yeah. I continued this for 2 to 3 years and eventually came to the realization that after no one came to the training, that I can't force anyone who doesn't want to train to show up. Now, that's sad. You get free training by a guy that clearly can show you on camera.
To train you.
Yeah. All right. I now just talk about jiu-jitsu and share videos at briefings for training purposes and tell the officers I work with that I can show them things. Or if they want to come learn in my gym, and they can learn to apply the things from there to our job.
And it's fucking fun.
See, they don't understand how fun it is.
Lead with that, Roy.
Yeah.
Lead with it.
Right. So far in the past 4 years of training, I have had 3 people show up for half class and never show back up. That sucks.
Damn it.
Like, what do you do with that? Like, you're trying to help. You're being proactive.
It's not for everybody. It should be for all cops but what are you going to do?
Yeah. I guess I don't get it. Like, I would Why wouldn't you take that? Like, you know what your job is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't understand that mentality. But I like jiu-jitsu too, so whatever. Maybe it's just me. Us. I always ask guys, like, so what are you going to do if you get taken down? Or other scenario-based questions like that in an attempt to say, well, if you would come learn some jiu-jitsu, the job will become easier. I would say the large amount of cops don't know what they don't know and keep saying, I won't get taken down. I would just shoot someone. I would just go crazy and someone couldn't hold me down, et cetera, like we were talking about earlier. No, bro, if I just go crazy, I got this.
No, you go crazy. Let's say you arrest Paul or I. Which one, if we go to the ground, is going to have a better chance of staying on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a good day. And we're not
good
great.
At this.
Yeah. But compared to somebody that doesn't take anything.
I'm amazing compared to people that don't know what they're doing.
It's funny because a decent blue belt might as well be a black belt compared to a layman.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what it is.
And that's sad.
Yeah. It is sad. That's
it is.
horribly sad.
It is.
Also kind of fun, too, because it's like magic.
Suck at this.
Yeah. That's kind of fun, too, because it takes you a long time to get to a blue belt, typically.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know that, hey, if a guy right off the street, fresh meat comes in, like, hey, it actually works. Like, you feel a huge level of confidence.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
the difference you feel from before you rolled with somebody that's a layman and after you've been doing it for 6 to 12 months.
Yep.
Anywhere in that time frame, you'll get that new person. You'll feel like the most amazing athlete. You're like, I'm really good at this. And then you roll with somebody else that knows what they're doing. And then you're like, oh, yeah, I'm not that good.
Yeah. No, it's funny.
But you do feel really good for that time being.
Yeah. It's funny because my guard, I couldn't get nothing to work in my guard for the longest time. I'm trying to do an arm drag, and it just wouldn't work. I'm like, how do people get arm drags? And then once I started to hit them and land them, at first I thought, why are people letting me do this to them?
Yeah.
And then
my scissor sweeps, exact same thing. Yeah. I'm like, why all of a sudden do these guys just let me have this?
That's what it is. It's like, why do they just let me do what I want? Like, this is ridiculous. But that's just you getting better. Yeah. And that's the first taste of it. You're like, oh, the technique actually works if I do it properly.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
And then you realize that you're probably not even doing it properly. You're just doing it good enough. And then it's just the levels get deeper, which is fun. Nothing?
I just wanted to leave you out there again. I don't know why. I was just staring at you.
I was going to say. All right.
I totally agree.
I thought you were going to say, no, mine's perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm really good at everything. Or the opposite of that.
Right. Et cetera, et cetera. So while writing this down, I sat down and honestly analyzed myself prior to training jiu-jitsu and what other officers have said, and will give some reason why officers won't train. These are not all the reasons, but some main ones I thought of. Not all of them. I wanted all of them.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
All right, whatever.
Don't send me shit that's not complete.
So while writing this,
come on, Officer Joe.
Most officers are scared beyond belief during physical altercations and afraid to admit they are underprepared for a fight. That makes sense. That's kind of like an ego thing, I would assume. Yeah. Like, I don't want to be this scared at this job, and you can't admit that.
No. Well, no, it takes away from that confidence thing that you talk about.
Yeah. Real talk, I was scared shitless in the little scuffs I had with suspects prior to jiu-jitsu. Because of so many unknown factors, this can lead to an extreme use of force situation that we can sometimes see on the news, unfortunately. Yeah. Yep. We need to remember a large percentage of cops do not know how to properly defend themselves in a hand-to-hand situation, and we normally have to act within seconds. Mistakes get made. The police, are not without sin, and I am not advocating that officers go above the law, but there needs to be a little understanding of some of these factors in the court of public opinion. Yeah, so, like you said, not all cops are without sin. Like, there's assholes out there in every job.
Well, every job.
Yeah, so we get it. But to your point, you got to act within seconds, and if you don't have any training to deal with the situation, like, what are you going to do? Yeah. Especially when they're saying, just don't get taken down. Well,
thanks.
Okay, that's
some sick training you just gave me.
That's not only not helpful, that's counterproductive. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, that's terrible. So having that knowledge gives you more of an understanding of what these guys are up against. Like, they're scared shitless. They have no training. They can't fight. Yeah. What are they supposed to do? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fuck. That sucks. All right. They feel that if a department does not offer or provide the training, that it isn't necessary to them, or the department would mandate it. They should mandate it.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea.
Yep. Typical excuse, non-exclusive to cops, no time, no money, et cetera, et cetera. We get it. Yeah. They are taught as police we are always in control and not to lose fights. And when they step on the mat and learn what can happen, they are demoralized and leave and insert excuses to bandage their egos. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you go in there thinking that you're tough and like thinking that you could fight, and you just get rolled up by the 5'7" nerd-looking person, it's like,
which is a lot of us,
which is most of us. Yeah, it's a Joe Rogan says it best. We're a bunch of nerd assassins.
Yeah, like that's pretty much what we are now.
We're from all walks of life, and there's some fighters that look like they can kick your ass, but a lot of us don't.
Yeah, we're very unassuming sports.
so when you get your ass kicked as an athlete, big buff, huge guy that thinks you can fight by somebody that looks like Harry Potter, like that can't feel good to your ego. Can't. Yeah, and then you have that realization that wow, if something like that happens on the street, like you're screwed.
Yeah,
and you know you're screwed. So it's easier just to go. That never happened. Yeah, wash my hands of this. Yeah, not gonna feel like this anymore. I get it, but no. All right, fear of injury. Legit.
That one's legit.
Feel that if they are doing it for work purposes, if hurt, they should get workers' comp. I actually agree with that. Like if you get hurt training for something for your job, you ought to get workers' comp.
But you shouldn't get hurt training jiu-jitsu.
That's
the type of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the type. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
That should be another.
That's another one we need to talk about. Yeah, little side tangent. My wife I'll show you the post. I'll have my wife send it to you. It was in Women's Grapplers, and it's all across the United States. I think it's across the world, maybe, but on Facebook. And it was a post. This woman had bruised, like deep bruises on her legs and her knee and her arm. Her elbow just looked fucked up.
Ooh.
And she goes, "I knew it was a bad time to be rolling 30 seconds in, and I wish I was brave enough to tell my training partner that." I didn't, that I was done rolling with him, because that's how she ended up after a roll at her school, bro. I'll have Jen send you the picture. It's fucking crazy. It turned my stomach. Not the injury, just that it happened.
So,
because it just happened to be a woman this time. This happens to guys women, kids when they're rolling. There's gonna be those guys that are just freaking dicks, but that shouldn't happen.
Guys especially don't want to. I don't want to, air quotes, look like a bitch, right? They want to look tough. And you shouldn't have to try to not
look like a bitch.
Exactly. It shouldn't be a thing. It should be friendly and learning, and it should be more like a math class.
But that kind of, it really should. But yeah, that goes back to what we're saying. I get it. Like, you don't, workers' comp for getting hurt. I get that, but you shouldn't get hurt during training.
No. That's whole
especially
side tangent.
Because all you're going to be doing, that's all the side tangent was about, was that part, was if you're learning, especially because I've watched some of Gracie's training for police officers, and it's all about subduing. It's not like submission. It's not submission. It's positional for the most part. How to control in every position.
Yeah.
It's or how to escape a position to get to a dominant position.
Paul Elliott is big on control and position.
Oh, big time. His side control hurts a lot. Won't tap to it, but I wanna.
Curler's like, hold my beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, we can pay somebody else a compliment. It's okay.
Yeah,
we understand what you are. Yeah.
You're amazing.
Yeah, you're an 800-pound mind-reading gorilla. We get it, okay?
Who's agile like Andrew Desmond?
More than he has any right to be.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Anyways.
Okay. Hate, vitriol. Read. All right. In the past 8 years of policing, I have received only 4 hours of mandate department training for defensive tactics. Again, it was the same bullshit PPCT class. This is not including the GST instructors course I attended, which I feel is only sent as a PR stunt for the police supervisory board. Ooh, that sucks. Since they saw I used ground tactics efficiently, and they could say they had sent an officer to become an instructor. That's sad as shit.
Yep.
Officers need to realize that departments are not going to hold their hand and provide them training they actually need. It is unfortunate that it is the case, but it is the current reality, and is spending the extra time and money to learn how to stay safe not worth it.
Well, what do you think about this?
Okay, go.
Let's change government. It's my new idea. Make it a tax write-off for any police officers. So anything they'd spend on training could be a tax write-off from the state.
I like that idea.
I'd
be surprised if it's not, but I like that idea.
Yeah.
It's
work-related.
And to be fair, I don't want to say a lot, but I know some at least. Jiu-Jitsu schools offer discounts to
ours does.
Police officers, military, women. A lot of them offer discounts. So
the people that really need it the most usually can. Most schools make it the most available.
Yep. So, but I get it. It's time. It's money.
It's time away from your family.
If it's not
you
a
already
great
work
school,
probably a crazy schedule. Being a police officer, we get it.
That being said, I don't know how many hours they work, but I mean, I work 56, 60 hours a week.
Yeah,
do a podcast, still train, have 2 kids. Like I don't train a lot, but I train some, and it's better than nothing. So even if you train once a week, a couple times a month, bro, that's that's more than you're getting anywhere else. So I'd say it's worth it.
I think so.
But would I have a hard time?
Is it worth it to everybody? Who knows?
Everybody, no. But I think it should be worth it to all the cops.
Yeah.
It's just my opinion.
I do.
And apparently Joe's opinion, too. So I feel like I'm on the right page.
Yes, I think so.
I can die on this hill. I'm good with that. All right. 2 officers on the fence. Okay, so here's him talking to other officers.
Okay.
And I want to say this. I want to apply this to everybody that listens to the show, not just police officers.
Yeah.
So no matter your profession, think about what he's saying as it applies to you, because it makes a lot of sense. It really does. So, all right, I'll just go ahead and read it, but think about it in your own personal life. Is your life not worth it? Is your partner's life not worth it to you? Are the people you swore to protect's lives not worth it? Are your family's lives not worth it? Does your husband or wife not need you around? Do your kids not need you around? Answer those honestly. All of them should reflect your need to train.
Ooh.
That's just it. Like, okay, I understand the police officers go towards the danger. That's their job. But a lot of times they're going towards danger that other people didn't want to. Somebody got attacked.
Yes.
There was some domestic violence. There was something happened. They didn't choose to be in a fight. They didn't look for a fight. It looked for them, or they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that can be anybody. And I realize there's a lot less of a chance for, air quotes, anybody than a police officer. I understand that. I understand the need for a police officer is probably a lot more than a layman or people like us, right?
Because they're going to be in that situation more often than a layman would.
Your point, like, I don't go to bars, I don't drink, I don't do nothing. I'm probably not getting in a fight. Probably not, but you.
I mean, if you show up to my pool, we might have some issues.
Right, but here's the thing. I went to Menards the other day with my wife, and there was a fight in the parking lot while we were there. Now, it wasn't fisticuffs, but it was like screaming, yelling, and we actually thought there was going to be some throwing down. We really did. We thought it was going to escalate.
That would have been fun to watch.
But that was just like a couple assholes at the store and
fighting over a parking spot, probably or something.
Yeah. So one guy was in a car, and one guy was in front of the car yelling at the car. It was stupid, but
dumb. Yeah.
Regardless,
but it illustrates a point.
One of those 2 guys didn't go to Menards because he wanted to get into a fight, and that could have escalated.
Yeah,
one guy could have not given the other guy a chance to just drive away.
Yeah,
or walk away, as the case may be. So, if you have kids and your kids don't want to train, maybe encourage it, because when you go to school, it's like you're captive with a bunch of assholes that you can't control. And when I was a kid, I got assaulted a lot. I didn't go looking for it because it hurt every time.
Basketballs bounced off face.
Yeah, it wasn't a fun experience. But I had no recourse. I had nothing I could do.
But you knew Taekwondo.
Yeah, weird. That didn't help me.
Weird.
My point is this: keep training, or start training, or talk people into training, because you never know.
No, and we need everyone to do jiu-jitsu. Everybody.
Yep. And I actually want to get into the kind of how you train and the people you train with in a future episode, because that's important.
Yeah, that's very important.
That lady's post.
Yeah, that's going to fuel a whole episode, I think. Wait till you see it. It's even worse than I'm describing.
That hurts my feelings. It really does.
It makes my heart hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really does.
Well, because it's
not what she signed up for.
No. And that kind of stuff, if you already have doubts, and everybody does, everybody has days. Like that could be like, you know what, I'm done. That's just not worth it.
And this woman's a savage, by the way, because she took it as, this better not affect my next week training. I'm like, oh, you're awesome.
Hey, good for her, but that was her.
Yeah, like, a lot of people would just be like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Like,
and not just women, right? Like,
no, this
anybody.
Is guys. I don't care if this is, like I said, this has happened to be a woman that this happened to. But dude, I've seen bruises on people at our school. And most of ours are just from like being kneed in the eye. That was me. But
there's a difference between an errant elbow.
We have plenty of those, but we don't have anybody.
Yeah, we talk about that. Like white belts, like if they go too hard and they're rolling with other white belts, or even blues, right? Like they don't have total body control.
Yeah.
Like that's a learned skill.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely limits. Like there should be limits on how hard you're allowed to roll.
So I think that's a great future episode.
I like it. Corey, get on it. Right. You need to be ready for when the fight will eventually come to you. Hopefully it never does, but in the case it does, you need to know that you have done every single thing in your power to make sure you make it home to your loved ones. Yes. I had that experience and can say that BJJ saved my ass. It has helped me in more ways than I can count. Sometimes training can seem like your worst enemy because you are tired, sore, not feeling it, etc., etc. But in reality, training is your best friend and will do for you the things nothing else can do or will. Yeah, what he said.
Wow, he loves it.
It will provide you with courage and self-belief that is unrivaled. It will put you on the path. There you go.
You motherfucker.
To become the best version of yourself. That's for you. And I wish I had found it sooner. Everybody does. Like, I wish I started when my kids did.
That one's like, that's the most honest of cliches that's said in jiu-jitsu. And that one I don't mind is, I wish I would have started earlier.
It's kind of like
because it's a cliche because you say it automatically.
It's like that stupid cliche of when's the best time to plant a tree? 100 years ago. When's the second best time? Right now.
No. Fuck off.
True, but I'm sick of hearing it. I personally owe more to jiu-jitsu than I can ever repay. It is truly a life-changing thing if you let it be that for you. That is why the organization pushing officers to train such as Invictus, Leo, are so helpful, pushing the hashtag BJJ make it mandatory.
Blue Line BJJ also.
Nice.
We've talked about them in the past. They had a big event training at Pedro Sowers.
Pedro's legit. He's really cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right. Says, sorry if this was too long. It was. There are many other subjects we could get into the weeds when it comes to this. P.S. The coworker friend that Paul brought up has a daughter who is a law enforcement officer. I understood what he was saying, thinking that his daughter has or received the adequate training. I hope that she has, but honestly believe that she hasn't. That was my thoughts, too.
Yeah.
I feel really bad that she's like, bro, you have no idea what they do. I'm like, yeah, just have her come over. We'll roll in the dirt. Like I'll show you. I'll show you how inadequate it is.
Yeah.
And I won't try. I'll put an arm in my belt. Like you don't understand how not adequate that shit is.
Yeah, it's really not.
And I want your daughter to be safe. I honest to God do.
And wouldn't he want his daughter to be safe? That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he thinks like he doesn't know. Like
that sucks. He thinks that she was trained correctly.
Right. It sucks. Most officers, including myself, get good at not sharing things, such as the lack of training and our feelings due to lack of training and how things get out of hand. It is hard enough having a loved one in law enforcement. It is a job that is not like many others and takes a strong toll on the relationships you have. So many officers know this, and we don't share with family things that actually happen, or how bad a day at work means we almost didn't make it home. That's scary as shit.
Yeah.
She hasn't been on the force all that long.
Yeah.
And I think I told you that. Like, her first week or two, she had somebody commit suicide, like, right in front of her. Like, dude.
Yeah, that's heavy shit.
Yeah, no good.
Way to keep your spit.
I got it. So I assume Paul's coworker has been told these things, that his daughter wants him to think she does have the adequate training, or she doesn't know what she doesn't know, and thinks the lackluster training she has is good enough and is reliant on her tool belt. All that being said, officers need to train jiu-jitsu, and I would like to see jiu-jitsu become mandatory training for police officers. That is all. Agreed.
Nice.
So,
Officer Joe,
that was a great tip, and like I said, I want to just move that forward into why everybody should train, because
that's really what we're here for, is to get everyone to train and to keep people training.
And what he said about making it home, like, what's not worth it? Are you not worth it? Are your kids not worth it? Like, because you don't know what's going to happen every day.
You really don't.
So, it's a good. It's
is
good
the likelihood for a layman? No, it's not. The likelihood's not. But just because it's not likely doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
Right.
And that's coming from the guy that pissed everyone off about self-defense.
That's valid. That's a valid point.
Yeah, I piss people off.
No, it's funny. I got another email from or a text from Paul.
Yes.
It says, hey, I got another article that I wrote years ago on self-defense. So I, of course, read it. I'm like, I should have read that one first.
No,
it's really good.
No, we're done with this. We're moving on.
You don't like it anymore?
From Paul.
No more self-defense. No more self-defense talk. Like,
just
I agree.
From Paul.
It's like, if people win, fine, I get it. Now Roy's on the hook for doing the whole it doesn't matter if you're old thing. So, like, the laser beam is on his face.
It's really on him.
Yeah.
I kept mixing his name up for some reason because he was just so... Yeah, he infuriated a few people there.
They were
not in a bad way. Not in a bad way.
Very polite.
Oh no, everybody was super polite. That's why our chat is great.
This is actually really cool because there's been a few times where people like have misunderstood, not worded things right, or just vehemently disagreed. But it's always been
super
respectful. Yeah, I'm impressed. Like, everybody's cool as shit.
And there's enough in there now that. There could be a dick, but it doesn't seem like there is.
No, there's no assholes.
Everybody's in there really cool.
Yeah, there might be conflicting opinions, but they're like, no, they see the other person's point of view.
Did you see someone named Star made a comment on there?
Nah.
No, I just thought you used the name.
Star?
Yeah. I have a family member that's also, my cousin's ex-wife, but
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, his name's Star, so it just stuck out to me.
Nice.
I just wanted to mention that because they've made one or two comments, and that was it. And I'm like, hey, look, it's Star.
Good looking out, Star.
I just like to point out people. That's what I'm here for, make them feel important.
Just wave. Hi.
Hi.
But yeah, become part of the fun. Flick chat. Get on it.
Check it out.
GrapplingDads.com. Apparently, you can just click stuff and things.
Yeah, because we have a good IT department.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nate.
Couldn't do without you.
No. I think that's pretty good.
That's
a good one.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to wrap it up.
All right.
I was gonna read some Flick Chat stuff, but because that was so long, we're gonna have to wrap it up here.
Well, I fell asleep twice, and I mean, those little short cat naps don't help me. So I think it's a good time to wrap her up. Once again, just want to say we are pro everything jiu-jitsu, especially getting started and staying in it. So
yep.
Whenever you guys feel down about it or, don't feel like you can go to training the next week, listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Go on the Flick Chat. Talk to some people. They'll make you feel better.
Exactly.
So.
What Kip said.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.